this. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? This is fun. This is fun. This is fun. Is it good? It's good? You can hear me? Can you hear me now? We can hear you. Okay, good. Okay, hi. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Real Juicy Detox. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Let me just get one thing done here. I want to turn back on that. Okay, we're going to go. There we are. Okay, there I are. Here I am. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so sorry for that little hiccup. Hey, Tiger. Hi, Niece. Hi, Chrissy. Okay, everybody is here. We can get started now. Tiger is here. Tiger, I hope that your CT scan comes out okay, my friend. Let me look into it, but I think you might, if you've got some issues with bleeding, internal bleeding, you might want to look into the bleeding formula with Dr. Morse. But, you know, let me look into that to be absolutely certain for you. But I know that that is usually really good for that. We are still on the juice cleanse. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm on day 23. How about you, consciousness? What day are you on? What day are you on? Yes, I am here. So good. Okay, so Amy is here. Niece is here. Good morning. You guys can all hear me now. You can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So I'm glad I got all that sound stuff sorted out. I don't know what goes on. You know, whenever my laptop has an update that hasn't been updated, you know, it takes a moment. Sometimes it messes up a few things. But we're here now, so we're good. We're good. Hey, sound. Yes. Okay, good. Hey, made it today. Might cut in and out as you're out and about today. Okay, awesome. Glad that you are here, Jennifer. So glad that you are here. So yes, so Chrissy's here, Niece is here, Tiger is here, Consciousness is here. Like a week, just got juicy materials. Awesome. You're all set to go. Okay, so let's get a little bouncing going. It's 9:24. My apologies for the bumpy start today. Hey man, it happens sometimes. That happens. Welcome to the Real Juicy Detox, everybody. Welcome to our day. Today is Thursday, March the 11th. If you're watching this on the live, if you're watching it on a replay, then welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever and whenever and whoever is watching this, I am so glad that you are here. Let's get a little bounce going. I'm bouncing on my 38-inch wide rebounder. In case you're brand new, you don't know what's going on. Who is this chick in the mohawk bouncing away on your device? It's me, it's Berns. Hi. Yes, indeed. So every morning I like to get started. I like to get my blood flow, my lymphatic flow, and my nerve flow woken up and flowing, the three flows of energy in the body. If you want an energetic life, you have to, number one, eat energetic food, and you have to get your flows of energy going. So dis-ease in the body, just to let you know, just before we get into our topic of identity crisis, our three flows of energy are really important to keep it free of obstruction. When we have an obstruction in our circulatory system or our lymphatic system or our nervous system, we have poor quality of health. We don't have any vitality. We have dis-ease start to show up in the body. Yes, indeed. So this is a really good way that I like to start my day. It also just gives me something, you know, good for my body to do so that I properly wake up. Otherwise, I can go from sleeping to jumping out of bed and just starting my day, doing all the stuff that I have to do. And it can really, you know, not the best way to start my day. This gives me a chance to be present with my body, to give myself something loving. You want to do this, by the way, when your kidneys start filtering. How do you know if your kidneys are filtering? That's right. You pee in a jar and you check to see if there's any sediment or any mucus strands or any cloudiness to your urine. That is a good indication that all of that stuff, that is lymphatic waste being flushed out of your body through your kidneys. And when you do a rebounding, even a really light rebounding, all I'm doing is the balls of my feet are staying right on the trampoline, and I'm just raising and lowering each side, kind of like a walking in place. So you want to get those kidneys filtering because you're getting your sewage system, your lymphatic system going. It's like plunging in the toilet, plunging that toilet. But if there's no way for that stuff to move out through the pipes, it's not going to work. Everything's going to stay stuck. So you want to do this. I usually do this in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes. Really, really gentle, nothing too cray-cray. You know, I'm not doing any big knees up or heels up or jumping jacks. If you want to do that, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'm doing a gentle wake up for my body consistently. That's what's going to get me to the goal of waking everything up and getting all of the lymphatic waste going. So yes, indeed. What am I drinking today? I'm drinking Heal All Tea today, right now, because I didn't have time to get up and press my orange juice this morning. I like pressing my juices first thing in the morning. Later on today, I'm going to head off, and after class, I'm going to make my savory juice with orange juice, cucumber, garlic, jalapeno pepper, and cilantro. That is my jam these days. Oh my gosh, consciousness, you have to try it. It's so good. Good morning, lovely people, says Duda. Good morning. And again, if you're brand new to the class and you're just tuning in, I welcome you. Welcome to all the new kids in the class. Oh my gosh. Say hello, drop a comment so that I can, and the rest of the class can welcome you. I like to ring my bell. I like to ring my bell for our new students. So come on in, don't be shy at all. The first 15 or so minutes of class, it's us reconnecting, just dropping in, saying hello. You know, it's like a real classroom, you know? It's like when you go to a class. It's like, hey, how you doing? You see everybody in the hallway, everybody comes into the class, you're catching up. You know, we're building up the vibe, and then we're going to get into talking about this detox identity crisis. Identity crisis when you're having a transformation. I should have labeled that, titled it, a transformation identity crisis, because we all experience that when we are on a transformation, like what we're doing with our detox. So if you hear a scream from Arizona today, chances are I fell off the rebounder that comes today. LOL. Oh, Chrissy, you're so cute. No screaming. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like Chrissy, I legit, let me show you guys, because I usually like to show you the fancy footwork that we got going on here, which is not so fancy at all. So all I want you to do, Chrissy, is I'm just doing this. You just stand right in the center of your rebounder, right? And all I am doing is raising and lowering my heels, just like that, right? Just like that, just raising and lowering your heels. Do a little hip action, get a little twisty. You're super clumsy, that's okay. Just don't do it with your eyes closed and you'll be fine. Don't do it with your eyes closed and you'll be fine. So that's all I do. And if you really are wanting to be really gentle, you can keep both of your heels even on the rebounder and just give a little gentle bounce. As long as you don't have any pain in your joints, right? As long as you are filtering, your kidneys are filtering, you'll be fine. It's fun. It's fun to do a little bouncy start to your day. It's all good. Hey, Amy, how are you? I hope that you slept well. I hope that you're having a great day. Another spring-like day in Ontario for us, eh? Yeah. Yes. I'm truly so grateful for these classes, Berns. Oh, Sheila, you're so sweet. They've kept me committed to rebounding and exercising every day. Yay! Nothing like a good commitment, nothing like a good accountability thing. You know, it's like, oh, Berns is going to be on at 9. I'm going to be on at 9. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the class is coming to class at 9. I'm not missing out. I'm going to make sure I get there. I'm going to rearrange my schedule so I can get there if I can, right? I had 2 liters of the savory pineapple juice yesterday. So did I. Oh my God, so good. Oh, so good. I really love it. Right, Sheila? I don't think I've missed a day rebounding 100%. Good for you. Way to commit to yourself. Way to commit to yourselves, guys. Way to commit. Love that. Good morning, Anne-Marie. How are you, darling? I hope you are doing well. I hope you are doing well. What am I? Oh, I think did I just answer this twice? Yeah, I'm drinking Heal All tea right now with a little bit of maple syrup and a little bit of lemon. And I will be making my orange juice after class. And probably I will go right into my savory juice right after class. Yeah, you'll get there. Good morning, beautiful people. I love this class. Yes, Nancy. We're so glad that you are here, honey. So glad that you are here. Hi, Amy. Awesome. Great job. Like she says, consistency is everything. It really is. I mean, listen, if we can be consistent with eating crappy food for our entire lives and we get that result, imagine what you can do for your body if you are consistent on the same level as eating healthy, alkaline, mucus cleansing, hydrating, alkaline food. Imagine what you can do on the other side of the scale. Come on. It takes a little while to get used to it, to form this new identity that really identifies with this healthier version of ourselves. And I'm going to be talking about that in just a little while. Come on and let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt like an identity crisis with this? Let me give you an example. Some of you might relate to this. And I can relate to this because this is my story as well. It's come up in coaching sessions recently, but this is totally 100% my story. I start feeling, once I start doing this, and I'm kind of in between the old version of myself that was eating all that really toxic food, that was overweight, that was struggling with cancer diagnoses for 9 years, and that was really I wasn't feeling that good about myself because I was feeling like I was letting myself down. I was comparing myself a lot to my old version of myself, which at different periods in my life was healthier. By the way, I'm the healthiest I've ever been right now. But there was a period in time where I was shedding that version of myself as I was reaching forward, striving to become the new version of myself, creating that new identity for myself. This identity crisis where you're in between two different worlds of yourself, the old version, the unhealthy version, and now the new, cleaned out, lighter version of myself, Let me know in the comments if you guys can relate to that. And it comes up in different ways. It comes up in, number one, not realizing how much you are actually transforming, right? There's that kind of almost unawareness about where you are, and you think that you're still overweight. You feel still, for people who are dealing with the symptom of overweightedness because of your acidosis. Sometimes we can feel like, I'm still fat. Sometimes I have a really hard time coming to terms with the fact that my body right now is actually at the weight that I have wanted my body to be at for my entire adult life. I've been here before. I've been a little bit higher than here before, actually. And sometimes I wake up and I still feel like I'm in the same older, unhealthy body. So there's that kind of identity crisis, because then you start taking stock of all of the changes that you've had in your body, all of the healing that you've had, and you kind of can forget that, So there's this kind of, you're in no man's land, in this middle of this abyss, kind of, where you're not the old self, but you're not the new self either. But you're going towards that new self, but you're just in the middle going, who am I? Like, who am I? That's one thing that I've experienced. Another thing that I've experienced is this feeling of, yeah, but this is just going to come back on, Berns. You're doing this program, this protocol, and you're going to fall off the wagon at some point and go right back up to where you were before. There's that as well, when nothing could be further from the truth. It's different this time around because of what we have going here and because of the transformation that we are under, right? We're never the same person. We're never the same person, and we know more. I feel like right now I know too much. You know what I mean? I know too much to go back and slide back into being asleep at the wheel with my health. But still, there is that thing that comes up. I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, but don't get rid of those fat clothes, Berns, because you might need them. Don't throw them away, because what if you throw them away and then you just bounce right back up because you're a loser and you can't stick to anything? That's the old me talking to myself, you know? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys can identify with that. Sometimes for me, it also comes up looking like, looking at myself in the mirror and not recognizing who I am. Like, it's crazy. I tried on a pair of my skinny shorts today. And I had, about 7 years ago, I dropped a lot of weight 7 years ago. I was working out 3 times a day. I was eating a very calorie restricted diet, very high in protein. And sure enough, you will lose weight on that because you're restricting calories, but that doesn't mean that you're being healthy. At any rate, I got down to really tiny. I'm tinier now than I was then, actually. And I pulled out some of these clothes that I had kind of saved up from those days back then. And I was really shocked. I put them on and I was like, this is crazy. I fit into them. It's all about the identifying and really living that new future version of yourself without thinking that you're going to backslide and go back to that old version. Because let's face it, how many of us have done that? How many of us have lost weight, felt great, enjoyed it for a minute, and then bounced right back up? Why do we bounce right back up? Because we don't understand and we've never truly learned the truth behind the weight, what the weight is, right? The weight is just inflammation. The weight is just inflammation in our body. But before now, we didn't realize that, and we didn't really take it on as a reduction of inflammation journey. We took it on as a weight loss journey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys can relate, right? You must be able to relate, because if I'm feeling this, I bet you guys are feeling this. So how do you get over that? First of all, I want you to identify a couple of things. When we start out on a transformation journey, I love the questions and the comments down here. I love it. I'm going to get to all of them. Beautiful. Sheila says, I identify 100%. I'm so glad that this is resonating with you. I say that all the time, says Chrissy. I'm down 28 pounds now, but I keep telling myself it'll come back. And you know what? Again, that is part of this identity crisis. You're having a hard time believing that this new version of yourself that has been able to get their inflammation and all of their health problems under control, whether that for you is weight. Some people are underweight and they're like, how do I, I need to get my system cleaned up so I'm not so malabsorbed. And on their journey into a healthy weight, they feel the same thing. I'm just going to fall back into being underweight again. This is just a sure thing because this has happened before. So there's a couple of points that I want to talk about regarding this. Oh, totally. I was 100% raw food for 5 years, gave up on it being a raw foodist, and now I'm back to it. Yeah, but this time I'm on a higher spiritual level. Before it was a vanity thing, right? My tiny is 45 pounds. Now I am 159, says Amy. I'm 5'11" in height. I loved how my clothes fit when I was 145, but I wasn't healthy. I was battling an eating disorder. There you go, right? That is so true. That is so true. Hey, Ashlyn. Hi, I meditated this morning. Berns felt so nice. Excellent, babe. I'm so happy that you did that. So happy that you did that. Nancy's saying, last night I was getting ready for work. I started to have a healing crisis. I have to go to the bathroom and I passed a bunch of parasites. Immediately after I got pain in my stomach, I was nauseated. Babe, that is so amazing. Amy's saying it too. Wow, Nancy, that's amazing. Yeah. So when we're cleaning out these parasites from our system and these toxins from our system, yeah, you're gonna have those kind of experiences. Felt like throwing up, so I ate a piece of ginger. Good call. And David made me some Heal All tea in about an hour. I felt a little bit better. Berns, Nancy, good for you, babe. Good for you. That is amazing. But I'm still having trouble staying 100%. What's the point? I'll never heal. I'm too far gone. I have to stay on my thyroid meds. Monkey brain, monkey mind, wah, 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 right? That's so true. We all experience this. I have these feelings rising up inside of me occasionally as well. What's the point? Damn it. I just want to eat a burger or eat a fill in the blank. And for me, it's not even eat a burger. I just want to eat some raw vegan food. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? Why bother going on a juice cleanse? Why bother amplifying my detox? What's the point? If you can stick through that, if you can say that's just the old identity talking, be the elegant observer of your experience, of your mind, of your thoughts. Just elegantly sit back. Elegant meaning I'm poised. I'm elegantly watching my life unfold, meaning I'm not going to freak out. Ah! That is not elegant. Elegant means centered, easy, knowing, trusting, elegance through a crisis, through a chaotic period of monkey brain going on. And eventually, if you do that, the monkey mind will slow down, it will quiet down, and then that inner voice, you'll be able to hear that inner voice inside of you that says, what's the point? I'm healing. I am so close to my healing. It's never too late. I can heal my body and get off of all of my medication. That's the voice that you start hearing instead of that monkey voice, that monkey mind, right? Wow, Nancy, that's awesome. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, Alexander is here. I'm going to get back to the identity crisis and identifying the different parts of your journey on your identity crisis so that when you're going through the identity crisis, you can get a really clear idea of, oh, I'm feeling like this because I'm here on my identity crisis. You know what I mean? I'm here on my transformational journey. So we're going to get to that in a minute. I just want to get into the comments here. Alexander, hi Alexander, so great to see you back in class, my friend. Hi, I bring 1 liter of juice to school and I use it to drink a lot of lemonade. Enjoy your day, from Alexander. Alexander, that is so cool, my friend. Enjoy your juice at school. You're doing such a good thing for your body. You know that, right? You can see it too. When you look around and you see the junk that all the other kids are eating, and then look at some of their behavior. Then just observe. Alexander, I want you to be the elegant observer of your experience as well. Just elegantly, just really centered in a really beautiful way. Just observe other people around you. How do they feel? How aggressive are they? Do they play nice? Are they nice inside? Do they have a nice feeling about them? You know, we call that their vibration. When you're with them, do you feel like, oh, this feels so good to be with this friend? Or do you feel, oh man, you're not nice. I'm not going to play with you today at recess. You're not really being very nice. You're like mean. You know, usually people that drink a lot of these beautiful fruit juices are really nice people like you, Alexander. So keep going. Everybody, Alexander is Olga's 8-year-old son. He is here with us. Give Alexander a big juicy detox pat on the back. Let's ring some bells for Alexander, 8 years old, and doing the juicing thing. Alexander, we are so proud of you, my friend. Keep going, keep going. RM, you had said something up here. RM had said, Tiger says, Chrissy would just fall off of it sitting on it. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Hold on, RM, I'm going to come to your comments quick in a minute. And Amy says, dude, it's hotter here today in Canada than in Southern California. Can you believe that? What are we getting up to today, Amy? It's going to be beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. RM says, hi, everyone. Hi there, RM. On day 3, all raw, mostly juice. Congratulations. That's so cool. and a little veggies. Feeling great. Woke up nauseous in the middle of the night. Detox symptom for sure. There we go. Detox symptom for sure, honey. Or maybe dirty watermelon. Do you wash melons? Well, I don't juice the outer rind of my melons because I don't like the flavor of it. And it is better to juice the inside just because you can leave a little bit of the white on if you want. But it's not from that. It's from detox. You're detoxing your system. So keep going. You're doing great. Consciousness says she's juicing watermelon. Awesome. Good morning, Dottie. I hear you, girl. Oh, look at her over there. Look at her. How cute. Our class mascot, my kitty, Dottie. She is adorable. She is adorable. Okay, where am I? Okay. And yes, good morning from Alexander. Awesome to have you here, sweetheart. Awesome. So yeah, when you're on a different spiritual experience with the detox and when you can see it as a transformational journey, I want to talk about this now and then I will go back and check out the rest of the comments on this. So when we start out on a transformation journey, what we're doing is we usually are starting out, we're gung-ho, right? We're like, oh my God, juicing, let's do a juice cleanse. And you don't know what you don't know. And that is perfectly fine because you need that. You don't want to be encumbered right at the beginning, right? If you knew what some of these detox symptoms would actually physically feel like in your body, you may not have started. You may have said, yeah, no, I'm not signing up for that. What? No, wait, no, I'm good. But you don't know what you don't know at the beginning of your journey. That is when you are still in your old version of yourself. And you want to think about this like as if you've got two cliffs, all right? The side that you want to go to is over here. That's your new identity. And you're standing on the cliff over here, the old self. And you have to make this transition from the old cliff. You got to walk down that valley and then you got to walk back up this hill, so to speak, until you get to the new identity, your new version of yourself. As you start out this old version of yourself, you don't know what you don't know, but you're excited, you're enthusiastic because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you're getting into, like us moving to Costa Rica, right? It's like, oh my gosh, we don't know what we're getting into, but we know that over here, through a transformation and an experiential journey, through trials, through challenges, through setbacks, through growing within ourselves, transformation in anything that you do is the same. You start at your old version of yourself and you want to get to your new version of yourself, and you got to walk through or transverse or transform through this process in this little U shape. Think about inverted horseshoe, right? Old version, transformation, coming up to your new version of yourself over here. What happens a lot of the times is that we start out on this journey over here as we're trying to get to this new version over here, and we're going through this process and we start facing ourselves. We start facing our shortcomings. We start facing the challenge of it. We start questioning, we start doubting, why am I even doing this? Is this even gonna work? Am I ever gonna be able to get off of my pain medication? That's all down in here. As you start getting into the real work of the transformation. Because you can't just go from, I wanna have this experience in Costa Rica or in my new body or in my new life and not expect that you're gonna have to transform and become the version of yourself that's gonna match that identity. So you're on your transformational journey to go from the old identity to the new identity, and everything that we experience through that, it's going to bring up emotions, it's going to bring up all kinds of revelations about who you are, where you are in your life, how you feel about yourself. The monkey mind is going to resist because that is the ego, and the ego, it's comfortable over here. Your ego knows, even if it's an unhealthy situation, it's a known. At least you know, right? Over here, you're like, well, there's a lot of unknown over there. There's a lot of unknown between here and here. What's going to happen all in between here, right? That unknown, that sense of unknown is scary as all get out. It's a protective mechanism, really, to protect us from going out in the jungle at night because you don't know what might be in there. You know what I mean? You want to have awareness as you go through this process as well. And as you go through it, this is, by the way, called the hero's journey. And if anybody wants to see this kind of outlined in a really beautiful way, what I would really encourage you guys to do is go to YouTube and search for the movie Finding Joe, because it is based on Joseph Campbell's work on the hero's journey and how do you find and create a new identity for yourself, and what is the process of going through that awareness and awakening for your new identity. And how does it show up and what does it look like on your healing journey, on your detox journey? One of the ways that it looks like, as Sheila indicated, is I'm never going to heal. Why should I do this? I tried this before and it was a waste of time. It's expensive. Oh my gosh, we're getting a snowstorm. Somebody wrote this in one of the groups. We're getting a snowstorm. Or like I hear from a lot of people, I get messaged a lot of times. I want to hire you as my coach, Berns, and I want to start this journey because I must get my health under control. I've got too much to live for, and right now I feel like I'm dying in my body. And then we set up a time to start our sessions, and the next day it's like, oh wait, I can't do it right now because my granddaughter is about to be born. It's like, okay, no problem. Hit me up when you're ready. I'm here when you're ready to go. But just understand that is a little bit of resistance that the ego wants to give us because it doesn't want to really go through the process because you're afraid. You're afraid of the unknown. Just be gentle with yourself through that process, okay? Because it doesn't matter. There's always going to be something that's going to come up that the ego is going to want to use to hold on to as an excuse for why not to allow you to go through your transformation journey. Your ego is there to help protect you, right? It's there to help protect you. And that is what it's doing when it is pulling back, when it is trying to talk you out of it. Going through this identity transformation, you kind of have to say to yourself always, okay, where was I before and where am I going now? And just stay focused on where you're going, because you don't drive looking forward, looking in your rear view mirror, right? You drive forward by looking through your windshield forwards. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. And like I said, it might show up for some people in looking at your clothes. Like right now, we're getting our house ready to put on the market to sell. We are also going to be moving to somewhere very different than here. So the wardrobe is going to be different. But still, I got to look at clothes and I got to say, do I really want to let go of that? Because maybe I might bounce back up and I might want to wear that again. That comes up even for me, even for me. So when you see that stuff kind of coming up, I want you guys to just say to yourself, okay, where am I on this transformational journey? Where am I? Eventually, if you can stick through these sort of monkey brain, monkey mind conversations that your monkey mind wants to have with you, the ego, if you can stick through that and just keep going, I get it. I'm aware of you. I'm aware that you're going at it in my head. Shut up. Number one, I tell myself this all the time when I hear it come up for myself. I'm like, shut up. That's the old you talking. That's not the new you. How does the new version of Berns speak to herself? What does the new version of Berns know to be true? Right? Yes. Yeah. So. And by the way, Chrissy, congratulations. Down 28 pounds of inflammation. That is amazing. That is a beautiful accomplishment. I'm so happy for you. Let me ring some bells for you, babe. That is amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that is it. This is the thing. If you can just recognize that is your old identity speaking, Sheila, and just keep doing the daily actions. Just today, that's all you need to think about. Don't worry about, all of those other things that the monkey mind wants to tell us. I'll never heal. I've gone too far. This isn't good. Never going to work. this might work for everybody else, but it's not going to work for me because I'm broken, all of that kind of stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at me thinking all that old identity stuff. Okay, I see you. I see you, old Sheila. And love her. Say, come here. Come here, Sheila. Give her a warm hug. Say, it's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. All right? I'm taking all of the best parts of my former self, my old self, and I'm taking all of those best parts of me with me. All right? And we're going to have a new identity together. And it's going to be good. So it's okay. Leave behind the old parts of the doubt, the fear, the worry. Leave those parts of Sheila over here because you're on a new path now. You're getting to a new level of you. I hope that helps. Okay, let's see here. So I was going to talk to RM. Where is your first comment? There we go. So that nauseousness, that nausea, RM is definitely detox. Absolutely, 100%. Look, Nancy was experiencing it as well, right? Totally detox. Totally detox. Okay, so RM says, every time I see 139 on the scale, I freak out and gain back 5. Frustrating. Need to let go and be free of the number and focus on the anti-inflammation. 100% absolutely true. I want to give you a little bit of a heads up. A lot of people who are working on healing this inflammation and the overweight that follows with the inflammation, that is a result of the inflammation, as a result of the acidosis. A lot of people that do this work and are working on losing weight, like I am, like you are, have a certain number. They have a certain number. How tall are you, by the way, RM? I forget. But everybody has this certain number for which it's like a mental block that you can't get past that number on the scale for whatever reason. You get to that number and then you feel like, oh my God, I can't be this number. I got to eat something. I'm not allowed to be healthy and happy beyond or lower than this number. There's something that is meaningful for you at 139. For me, it's 119 because I had some trauma, emotional trauma around me getting on a scale. Somebody in my life, my yoga teacher at the time, there you go, I'll just spit it out. My yoga teacher at the time in 1988 or 9 chased me around his house, basically, emotionally, and it felt like he was chasing me around the house. Not exactly like that, but I felt like that. I was pressured. I felt like I was bullied at getting on the scale because there was some weight shaming going on. You know what I'm saying? I got on the scale fully clothed in jeans. I'm just 5'1", and I got on the scale. I was 119 pounds, which meant I was probably 117. But I got on the scale at 119, and I just felt like the entire experience just beat me down. I felt unworthy. I felt shame, remorse, embarrassment, anger, disempowerment around the number of 119. And I remember it because I was I think I was like at, maybe 125 at the time that I started that. I was doing the Richard Simmons program at that time. Yeah, it was really cool, actually. And I was really feeling really good. I was feeling good. I was looking good. I was feeling vibrant. I was feeling for the first time like, oh my gosh, I love how I feel in my body. And then bam, like a punch to the face. I got sucker punched, man. I got sucker punched. And because of that, I have been holding on to this kind of notion in my head. And by the way, my healthy weight is anywhere from 100 to 110 pounds for being 5 foot, half an inch. If my body was just to have a normal amount of hydration and no inflammation, that would be healthy for my body. But there's something that happens, and it's happening right now, and I can feel the emotions coming up. I'm 120 pounds, and I just can't seem to crack through to the teens. And I know that when I do, I'll be sailing again. I'll be like on, but right now it's just this stuck point. You know what I mean? And it's around this one weight. So I've had to really be the elegant observer of my emotions. When emotions come up, when thoughts come up, when when feelings come up, and I just feel like, you know, all of the feels, I have to remind myself that this is indeed about inflammation, but it is also about feeling the emotions that got me and kept me stuck at a certain point. Do you know what I mean? So RM, I think it might be helpful for you to kind of, and if any of you, anybody else, I see Amy is popping in saying something about that. If any of you have felt this or can identify with that, like being at a certain number, and and you might not remember what that experience is, because sometimes we just block stuff out that's too painful. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to really process that and just be the elegant observer as you go. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps for this is for somebody. This is for sure for somebody, for a lot of us, I think. You know, maybe you were told something about yourself. Maybe that was when you remember having a lot of social pressure, or maybe your mother made a comment about your weight at that time. Maybe because she was a narcissist. I don't know. Maybe because she just was unaware. Maybe because she was just looking at you. And you know, mothers in particular tend to live their life looking through the lens of themselves as they relate to their daughters. It's kind of weird that way, but it's true. But I see that Amy is saying, I was 145 in school, probably the best shape of my life, 2 hours of basketball every day, and people called me Moose. So yeah, my number is 45. Yeah, yeah. You know, people can be really cruel. People can be really messed up, and they say things, and we just absorb it all, and we take that on, and we shut ourselves off and shut ourselves down right at that pivotal point. Right at that pivotal point. So the healing that we need to do to go from here, the old version of ourselves that took on those messages, like, so you're a certain weight and therefore called a certain thing as it pertained to that weight. You know, we hold on to that. How do you go from that to celebrating yourself at the 145 and beyond, at the healthy and beyond? You know, what's your journey as you're going through this phase of transformation down in here, you know? And for everybody, that's going to be completely different. That's different for everybody. I don't know what that is for you. You can't know what that is for anybody else. You just know what that is for you. Yes, you find it helpful? Okay, awesome, awesome. Let me roll up here a second. I'm going to get to all of the comments. Nancy, I'll come to your comments in just 1 second, honey. Sheila, me too. I've had these thoughts like, how bad could it be to lose my thyroid? It's actually terrible. I know. Yes, Berns. It's, yeah, easy knowing, trusting. Yes. You got to get into that easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl place or cover boy place. And you have to be easy with this and knowing and trusting. How bad could it be to lose your thyroid? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. What are the side effects of taking Thyroxine and all of those other thyroid medications? Pretty bad. You know, we tend to gloss over it. When a doctor gives us a prescription and he says, here's the pamphlet, it's like, yeah. Let me not look too much at the side effects and the drawbacks. All right? And let me just see, what is this? What am I doing? I know I did that with when it came to taking Gleevec, the chemotherapy medication that I was on for 5 years every day, and then they doubled it because that wasn't working. Come to find out, 5 years after I took myself off of it, oh yeah, no, Gleevec doesn't work for your type of cancer anyhow. Oh, thanks, oncologist. Then why the hell did you give it to me? You know what I'm saying? You want to be really careful about removing any body parts, because it doesn't matter if you remove your thyroid, where's that acidosis going to hit next? You're going to get hit upside the head with it either way. Either way. Ashlyn says, Amy, I have a history with eating disorders as well. Anorexia when I was a teen, but for me, it was tied to a phobia of vomiting. Ah, very interesting, very interesting. The phobia of vomiting, so you didn't choose the bulimic route to have control in your life, because oftentimes an eating disorder has everything to do with what can you control. Sometimes people who feel very out of control, maybe you have chaos going on around you. You feel that, oh, well, you want to control me? Right? Or you're so out of control everywhere else that the only thing you can control is your eating and what you do with your body that way. Some people go the bulimic route. They binge and then they vomit. So if you went the anorexic route, same kind of emotional work, whether you're dealing with bulimia or anorexia. And my heart goes out to you and anybody who is dealing with that. You know, I think I've had my messed up relationships with food, definitely. Oh, for sure. I've never been anorexic and I've never been bulimic, but I've had a lot of friends and a lot of people in my life who have been. And it is a very, you know, it's deep. That emotional pain that you're using, that emotional pain that you're healing through, that you're using this it's a coping mechanism, in an unhealthy and ineffective coping mechanism, but a way that you are choosing to cope with it nonetheless. You know, there's a lot of emotional stuff that you're healing in your body, and you're doing a beautiful job, Ashlyn. It is a process. It is an emotional journey to get through, you know, eating disorders, which is really tricky because we're surrounded by food all the time. You know, we have to eat in order to sustain our body. So it's really tricky when your addiction. It's not like you have an addiction to drugs or an addiction to alcohol, although those are just as challenging, you know. But you can remove alcohol from your environment. You can't remove putting food in your mouth from your life experience. So God bless you and good job for working through all of it. Thank you, Berns. That monkey mind really really flings that shit sometimes. Oh boy, does it ever. Does it ever. Raw Vegan says, yay, Alexandra, good job. Yes, good. Alexandra, so awesome, says Amy. Sheila says, Alexandra, way to go. Good morning, Dawn. How are you? So glad to see you here, my love. Hi, Berns. Hi, everyone. Berns, wondering if you got the message I sent you on Instagram. Bad skin breakout for me and emotional roller coaster. I did not. I don't know. I looked on my Instagram. I couldn't find it. It's kind of tricky because unless your name is the same as here, I don't know. And I haven't seen any new messages on my Instagram. Can you please post what you sent me on the private DM? Can you please post that here? You're posting a little bit of it here, Habisha, but if you can post the full extent of your question right here, right now, this is actually the most effective place to find me and to ask your question so that I can answer and I can help the rest of the class because there might be somebody who wants to and who can benefit with that as well. But I'll tell you real quick, bad skin outbreak means that your kidneys are still working on opening. Are your kidneys filtering would be my first question. What shows up on the skin is a sign of what's happening within. So if something if you're getting an outbreak on your skin, that's your lymphatic system stirring it up, and you're just not filtering out through your kidneys effectively and fast enough to keep up with the stirring up of the lymphatic system. If you see this, if you're doing rebounding at all and you're having more tingling in the skin and more skin flare-ups, stop the rebounding because it's stirring up too much lymphatic congestion. You want to get on the fruits. You want to keep it raw. You want to get on the herbal formulas, the Heal All Tea, hands down, which is what I'm drinking this morning. Heal All Tea, hands down, one of the best ways to start that kidney filtration going. And it's so delicious. You can also look into the kidney formulas, the adrenal formula, because the adrenals sit right on top of the kidneys. That will turn the kidneys on, right? So you need your adrenals really working well. By the way, you don't have to go the herbal route. You can affect all of these changes in your body beautifully just on fruit. If your system is a little bit more congested and compacted and stagnant, then a little herbal support to turn those organs, tissues, and glands back on is what would be really recommended. But sometimes I don't People send me messages on Instagram and I'm like, I haven't seen anything new on my Instagram though, in terms of my messages, honey. And what is your Instagram profile name? Good morning, Bettina. So glad that you are here today. How are you? How are you doing? Good morning, Linda. Linda says, good morning, drinking heal all tea and rebounding. Made the spicy pineapple cucumber last night, and it's amazing. It's so good. It is my savior on this juice cleanse. I swear to God, I would be out already if I did not have that savory juice. Watching Andrea Cox last night, she was juicing pineapple and cucumber and said the skin is powerful, preventative, and a fighter. Never have juiced the skin. I have juiced the skin before. I don't like it. It's too hard on my mouth and my tongue. So I say, if you want to juice the skin, go right on ahead. But all of the stuff that you need, and Dr. Morse talks about this as well. When people ask, should they have the rind of the watermelon? And he says, why? All of the good stuff is in the fleshy fruit part. And there's a point to that. I mean, yeah, there are some benefits to the outer skin. My feeling is you do what you enjoy the most. Okay, so if you want to do that, go right ahead. I've seen people boil the pineapple skin. They wash it really well, and after they peel it off, they boil it in water and then they drink that. They claim that is really powerful. I don't know. I think, you got to try and experiment on your own stuff. But good for you. Good for you. You're doing it. You are doing it. I had an iridology fasting instructor tell me my true weight is 120 pounds. Oh my God, I'm almost 6 feet tall. Yeah, I'm not sure if that is, I think in terms of what is your ideal weight, it really, really depends on how you feel best in your body. Understand, of course, that weight varies for everybody because everybody's, skeletal, muscular makeup is different. I'm short. I have shorter fiber muscles. I'm more stocky in general, and I don't know. Maybe my ideal weight is 100 pounds, and for me, the thought of me being 20 pounds lighter, like I'm not that big as it is. But then again, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm still so identifying with the old version of myself. I see this a lot with a lot of people, actually. Sometimes I'll have a client who will be easily 60 pounds over their ideal weight. But for them, they can't imagine how it might feel or that it would even be healthy for them to be at an uninflamed weight altogether, where 60 pounds off is their ideal weight. And they're like, no, there's no way. No, there's absolutely no way. I think a lot of us have gotten so used to walking around in bodies that are so inflamed that we cannot fathom that being that lean could possibly be healthy for us, because we have no clue, first of all, what healthy even means and what feeling of healthy even means. You know what I mean? I don't know if 120 is too lean for a person who is 6 feet tall. For a woman who is 6 foot tall, I don't know. But one thing for sure, we know that the more inflammation we have on the body, the more we weigh. The less inflammation we have on the body, the less we weigh, and the more healthy and more vibrant and more cleaned out that we are. So I don't know, but that is very interesting. Yeah. What do you feel your ideal weight is, Amy? What do you feel? Did you say it up top? I think you may have said it, but remind me again. Yeah, not sure if I agree with that number, but we'll see what this detox does over the next 1.5 years. I love your attitude and your approach. Amy is like me. It's like, I'm giving myself 2 full years on this and then see, well, what does my body look like after 2 consistent, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, emotionally free years. If I can get to that place where I'm emotionally unattached from the old version of myself, which I had been for 55 years, some level of illness and some level of inflammation at some point in my life, whether I was super skinny until I was about 11 years old, or when, because I was not malnourished and had a lot of mucoid plaque going on without knowing about it, or overweight because I'm malnourished and have a lot of mucoid plaque and a lot of stuff going on with that for the following however many years that I've lived off and on, you know. So I love that. You got a 2-year plan, which is awesome. I went to a new endocrinologist yesterday to get on the natural desiccated pig thyroid instead of the synthetic one. He felt my thyroid, said it felt small and firm, and wanted to do an ultrasound. I said, I'd think about it. He said they'd need to do a biopsy if anything suspicious was found. No, thank you. I'm not going down that path. Hell no, but I'm still scared. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know is you don't need to be scared about anything. Just because somebody gives you a test and they then say, we want to do a biopsy on that, or we want to remove that organ, doesn't mean that you have to do it. You realize that, right, Sheila? You do realize that this is your body and not the doctor's body, and not your husband's body, and not your kid's body, and not your parents' body, and not your siblings' body, and not the society's body, for them to decide what to do with it. You realize that this is your body, right? Okay, just wanted to double check on that, because sometimes we can forget. Oh my God, I'm going to have this test, and then they're going to want to send me for a biopsy, and then I'm going to have to go for the biopsy, but I don't want to go for the biopsy. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do at all. At all. Ever. It's your choice. And a lot of these people are going to tell you that you need to have X, Y, and Z done and such removed, and you need to be on this such and such whatever, or else you're going to die. They're basing that on the experience of everybody who's come through their door and who has done or not done their stuff. It's ridiculous, really, when you look at it. So please let go of this fear that you have. Fear is an acid-forming emotion. It kicks up chemistry in your body that is acidic. So do yourself a favor. Truly get on this healing journey and work on releasing these fear emotions. How do you do that? Coming to class, getting some perspective, getting some clarity, learning about the truth, about truly healing your body, which is what you're doing in class and with Dr. Morris's work, putting the protocol in your body and doing it and looking at realistically and objectively, how is my body changing? How is my body healing myself? Nothing is so broken that cannot be healed, my darling. Nothing. Dr. Morris says it over and over and over. Even people that have their thyroids removed, if there is a little bit of that gland left behind, it can regenerate and regrow. There's nothing to be scared of. Nothing is so broken that it'll never be fixed. Stop telling yourself that, because the cells of your body are listening to your every word, thought, feeling, emotion. Excuse me. Love my detox symptoms, man. Nothing is so broken that cannot be healed in the body. The only way to heal it and to fix it and regenerate it, you got to first clean it out. You got to clean it out. And what have I been talking about so much? You clean out the thyroid gland, you clean out all of the endocrine system, which is just shocking that these endocrinologists don't even know how to get their patients to clean out their endocrine system. How do you clean out the endocrine system? I don't know, but we remove the endocrine glands. We'll remove your glands. You know, we'll go in and we'll biopsy. Oh, shoot, I got to plug in my phone. We'll go in, excuse me. We'll go in and we'll biopsy. That nothing could be worse for your tissue than to cut it. You cut through your tissue. You cut through your tissue and you cause damage, you cause structural damage to your tissues, organs, and glands How can you expect it to be healthy and vibrant, especially if it's your weak tissues and glands? Oh, you got a weak thyroid. Let's go dig around in there, cut a piece out so that we can tell you that you've got a weak thyroid gland. Thanks, doc. I know I have a weak thyroid gland because these are the symptoms that I have coming up in my body. By the way, tomorrow's class, or I shouldn't say that because that something might come up. I'm hoping for tomorrow's class that we're going to go through all of the checklists for on the health questionnaire so that you can determine and you can see based on your symptoms where in your body you are weak, so that you don't need to go and have it biopsied. What is he going to biopsy that to tell you? That you have a weak thyroid? You know that. You know that based on the health questionnaire that we're going to fill out in class here tomorrow. So make sure, if you guys are not in the Real Juicy Detox group, the Facebook group, the images for the health questionnaire that we are going to be going through in detail tomorrow are in the Real Juicy Detox group, in the one of the photo albums in there. I put it in there a while back. So the link for the Facebook group is in the description of this video. So go ahead and join. Make sure you answer the 3 questions, because we just have a setting that says if you don't answer the 3 questions, you get rejected right away. I mean, I don't like rejecting anybody, but answer the damn questions. You know what I'm saying? Because we want you in the group. We want you in the group. So grateful for this perspective. Yeah, babe. Everything is about switching that perspective around. How are you looking at things? Are you looking at things through the fear and the worry that these specialists want to put you through? I cannot tell you how many, if anybody in the class right now on the live has had this, if this is you, drop it in the comments, all right? There are people here who've gone to 7, 10, 15, 21 different specialists over the course of several years. And it's only by finding Dr. Morse and then finding this group and these daily classes that they've finally been able to heal themselves and to get rid of a lot of the medication, prescription medication that they've been on, after specialist after specialist after specialist couldn't help them. Medical doctor, endocrinologist, rheumatoid arthritis specialist, all kinds of people, all kinds of people, all kinds of specialists couldn't help them. Getting worse, increasing their medication. Nobody knows what's going on. Let's just slap a autoimmune label on you. There you go. You got autoimmune disease. Here, take this immunosuppressant. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? What is wrong with people? What is wrong with this medical community? How has any of that ever helped anybody? If taking a prescription has ever cured you of anything, not talking about if it has suppressed a symptom, but if it has completely restored and regenerated that thyroid gland, anybody on thyroid medicine? Have you restored your thyroid gland taking that stuff? All right, then I'll admit that I'm wrong, and that Dr. Morse is wrong, and that thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who've been able to heal their body are also all wrong. But you cannot expect to take a pharmaceutical medication and your healing actually happen. Because if you don't go after the cause, and if you don't transform what you're doing from the chemistry you put in the body in the first place, and if you continue to put in acidic pharmaceutical chemistry, acidic chemotherapy, very damaging radiation, and all of that crap into your body, guess what? Something else is going to break down. First it'll be this, then it'll be that, then it'll be this, and before you know it, you're on 21 medications, and you're seeing 7 different specialists, and none of them know what the hell is going on. But they want to cut out your body parts and pump you full of chemotherapy and radiate the hell out of your body. Stop and think. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. So stop buying into the story that they're telling you. Stop it. You know? Stop buying into this crazy fear mentality that is going to keep you locked in to a very ineffective way to live your life. And eventually all of that stuff just wears you down. And at a certain point, you're right. At a certain point, some people, they've done it too much to their body. But Sheila, that's not you. That 100% is not you. You gotta, it's a rare few people that cannot heal with this kind of protocol, or at least as they're healing, even if their body has been, it's their path. Listen, none of us are getting out of this alive, by the way. Newsflash, we are all going to make our transition. This body will dust to dust, ashes to ashes. It'll all go back to the earth, right? But I will not. I continue to live on like you do as well. Raw Vegan Knee says that's me all the way with the rheumatologist and trying to put me on immunosuppressants. There you go. I feel like you and Dr. Morse was brought to me, honey, by the universe through the grace of God for me praying every day and night. I'm so grateful for finding you and Dr. Morse. That just gave me full body goosebumps. I don't think you can see it. I can't get that close to my camera over here, but that gave me full body goosebumps, girl. Woo! That's amazing. Yeah, these we got to get out of this, man. We got to get out of this hole that we've put ourselves into, believing all of this stuff. Hey, Bettina, I want to mail you a book that you will love. I did send you a message on Facebook. No reply. Did you? I got your message on Facebook, Bettina. I'll send you my address. Thank you so much. It's a raw book, great recipes and dressings. Thank you so much. I receive and accept your gift so graciously with so much love. Thank you. I will send you my address. I haven't been on my messenger. If you sent that to me in the last 12 hours, I haven't checked my messengers yet, so I will go in there. Let me just scroll back up here. Is Dottie moving with y'all to Puerto Rico? Thinking of retiring there, but I have 2 dogs. Yes, she is. You can get your pets moved over, no problem. Oh my God, just look at her, how cute. Can you guys see her? She's all curled up, look at her. Oh my God, we love her so much. I felt a little bit of anxiety this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, what if we didn't take our babies? What if we didn't take our fur babies with us? And then I'm like, oh, we're taking our fur babies with us. Absolutely. It's never been a question. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Morgan is here. Good morning, darling. How are you? Good morning, everyone, says Morgan. So appreciative of this daily inspiration. Oh, Morgan, you're so welcome. You guys, I want you to know, I don't need you to gas me up, as the kids say these days, I don't need you to gas me up. But when you guys gas this up, like how important these classes are for you, believe me, it makes me even more excited every single day to come on. There are days when I'm like, I don't feel like doing class. Do I feel like doing class? And honestly, there are a lot of days when I wake up and I could be like, I don't feel like doing it. I don't let that thought even enter my head. It's like, oh my gosh, class today. Yes. What are we going to talk about? Who's going to be able to come on and find some inspiration to keep going, right? This is a long haul that we're on, you guys, and I'm here for the long haul with you. I'm going to take you to Puerto Rico. I'm going to take you to Costa Rica with me when I go. You're all coming with us. You are all coming with us when we go. So I'm so glad that you are here and that you are getting some benefit. Really, really happy with that. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's see. Are you throwing in the cloves whole or chopped? Or using the stuff in the jar pre-chopped? For what? For what? You mean olives? I think you meant olives. Did you? Wait, let me see if you've got a typo correction over here. I don't know. Fill me in, Chrissy. What you talking about, girlfriend? Good morning, Greet. So happy that you are here. How are you doing this morning? I hope you're having a good day. Linda says, I went to the chiropractor yesterday and he mentioned Dr. Morse and how important it is to get the kidneys to filter. Oh my God, keep that chiropractor. And how it should look like a snow globe. He said it should be clear. I didn't argue, so I dropped it. Oh, hold on a second. You went to a chiropractor and you mentioned Dr. Morse. All right. And how important it is to get the kidneys to filter and how it should look like a snow globe. He said it should be clear. I didn't argue. I dropped it. Yeah, you listen. He's categorically wrong. Absolutely, you need to see filtration in your urine. Otherwise, if it's not coming out, where is it staying and what is it? It is the acid residue, the actual residue of what we have consumed, what we've put in our body, all of the stress, all of the lactic acid just from moving around. Yeah, drop it. I was thinking, oh my God, that's a chiropractor talking about Dr. Morse. Keep him. Backspace, rewind, delete. Oh, Sheila. Amy says, right now weighing between 140 and 150 sounds great. If I can maintain that on an 80-20 raw vegan lifestyle, I'm good. But like I said, I'll see what happens. Yeah, just keep it open for you, right? Just keep it open for you. Nothing is so broken that it cannot be fixed. Unless you've really, really done a number on yourself with a ton of chemotherapy, radiation, and you've just been relentless on that path. But that has not been you, Sheila. Even for people that have damaged their bodies with 5 years of taking chemotherapy drugs can still heal their body. Depends on your constitution. It depends on how much you go after this. It depends on how much you're willing to do in order to heal it. But you definitely can heal this in your body for sure. So is inflammation heavy? Yes, inflammation is heavy. Inflammation is the extra weight that we're carrying around. Some people, that could be 100 pounds worth of inflammation. Other people, like for me, I'm at 120 right now. Maybe that's just 10 more pounds of inflammation. It all depends, right? I've lost 28 pounds and feel confident with that. Good job, Carrie. Way to go, babe. But my husband reminds me I was 20 pounds lighter than now. I couldn't imagine losing that much more weight because I would look like a skeleton. But if it's inflammation that weighs so much, that could be possible. Right or wrong? Correct. Absolutely. When we are our ideal weight and we are robust, we've cleaned out our small intestine, we're getting all our absorption in, the body will naturally go to its healthiest uninflamed weight. All right, so you need to remember that. We are storing and carrying around deep on a cellular level. Every cell in your body is holding on to waste matter, excess inflammation. Remember, what is inflammation? Let's talk about that. Inflammation in the body. Inflammation in the body is the body's response to acidosis. What happens if you pour battery acid on your hand? It's going to burn your hand. It's going to burn a hole in your hand, right? What's the first instinct to go and do if you spill battery acid on your hand? It's to go and run it under running water to wash it away, to wash it off. The thing with that, though, is that you need a lot of water to wash off a little bit of battery acid because it is really impactful, right? It's really damaging. It's really corrosive. And in the body, that's the same thing that the body does. It rushes in, it floods the system with water to get the acidosis washed out and to cool down the body during the acid hit. What happens soon after, though, because you can only there's only so much water that the body can inflame itself with, and for some people that looks like different weights at different times. There's only so much water, and it's still not going to be enough. You're still going to be too acid. And remember, along with inflammation comes pain, swelling, redness, stiffness. The body's then going to rush in with excess cholesterol to cool down the acid hit in the body. Excess cholesterol, fat dumping into your system. It's more into the lymphatic system, because the lymphatic system is actually a fat-based or a lipid-based solution. It's got to be thicker and more viscous in order to deal with the high acid in the lymphatic system. The blood cannot get too acid. If the blood gets too acidic, you're going to die. What holds the acids in the body is the lipid system, the fat system. And the more acidic you are, the more fat that's dumped into your system to try to cool down the acid hit from what we have going on in our body, mainly from what we eat, mainly from what we drink, lifestyle choices, right? All of that. Also, another buffering effect is the calcium buffering effect. So we've got three main ways that the body, when it's too acidic and too toxic, is going to try to counter that to preserve you. The fat, the excess weight, the inflammation is a protective mechanism. We should be thanking our body. My God, thank you for protecting me. Oh my gosh, thank you. In spite of all of the crap that I have done to you, dear body of mine, here you are at 55 years old, trying desperately to keep me going by protecting me with inflammation rushing in, with the cholesterol buffering effect, and with calcium buffering. I was diagnosed with arthritis at 11 years old, or it might have been 12. 12 years old, so I was living in Trinidad at the time. 12 years old. It was crazy. But not when you think about it, not when you see what I was putting into my body. So, understanding what the weight is really helpful, because we start feeling differently about it in our bodies. We start having more gratitude for it. You know what I mean? And we start saying, oh my gosh, okay. First of all, I went through this hopo no, oh no, I think, I don't even remember exactly how to pronounce that. But the same, it's telling yourself a consistent mantra. I'm sorry. Thank you for I forget exactly what the mantra was that I said to myself. But there was a time when I started this process, when I was living at my sister's cottage, and I sat there on the porch, and Candy, my girlfriend, my Candy girl, walked me through this over and over, telling myself this over and over. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And just going through that mantra over and over and over to apologize to my physical structure, my body, for all of the damage that I did to it without knowing what I was doing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Thank you for being so protective of me. Thank you for helping me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you, Amy. Yes, that was it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Over and over and over. And the tears were pouring down my face. I was sobbing. I was feeling it. I was genuinely thankful for my body, for all of the protective mechanisms that happened, for everything. And I was really saying, I'm really, really sorry. I didn't know. We don't know what we don't know. And I really love you. If you can get into that place where you forgive yourself for what you've done to yourself, right? Where you can really feel that, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Oh my gosh. And if you can get into that place of gratitude that your body has been here protecting you along the way. And if you can get into that place of truly loving yourself so that you don't do those destructive things to yourself again, the only way that you can really be non-destructive to yourself is if you truly love yourself, right? Because if you don't love yourself, that means you don't feel worthy. If you don't feel worthy, that means you don't feel like you deserve to feel good. If you really genuinely feel like you don't deserve to feel good, you're never going to stick to a protocol that is here to help you feel good, right? Tears flowing down my face. I let go of so much in that moment, and I started to recognize that, hey man, it's going to be all right, number one, and I'm going to do this for as long as it takes, and for really ever, because I love myself now too much to allow myself to fall back into those things that I was doing with my old identity, that now my new identity was somebody who was appreciative of the old Berns and the old coping mechanisms, and I wasn't beating myself up about the old identity anymore, but my new identity was more loving to myself, and my new identity was more feeling worthy of really truly feeling better, looking better. And it's a process, you guys. It's a process to go from here with the unworthiness to over here where you're like, oh no, I'm not that person anymore that was feeling unworthy. I love myself more over here. The weight that we carry has everything to do with our body protecting us. It is a protective mechanism. So if we can get out of the need for our body to protect us, if we can completely eliminate 80% of the acid forming food. And if you're going to have any acid forming food, let them be from that side of chemistry that is, not the horribly offensive acids like the meat or the grains. The things not to eat would be the meat, the eggs, the dairy, the cheese, the milk, the butter, all of that stuff. Although apparently butter is on the whatever. I don't eat butter. All of the grains, the rice, the flour, the oatmeal, because that's a grain and it's a complex carbohydrate and it leaves behind an acid forming residue in the body. You know, if you can leave behind all the soy products, unless it's non-GMO soy tamari sauce, that's my only exception to the soy rule if it's non-GMO. Because genetically modified soy is extremely destructive. And if you can let go of the beans, those are my non-negotiables in my body, because I don't want to acidify my body again, because that's what caused the death of cells in the body. Cancer is dead, damaged cells. That's all the cancer is, you guys. You don't have to think that it's some, ooh, I got cancer, now it's going to spread to over there. No, it's not. Your acidosis is going to corrode another tissue, organ, or gland if you don't go after what caused the inflammation. So excess weight is not because you're stupid. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you're of a lower socioeconomic bracket. It's not because you're a bad girl or a bad boy. None of that. None of that. None of that is true. It's because you did not know that the acid forming food and the acid lifestyle and the choices that you made of what you put into your body or on your body was going to cause your body to try to protect yourself from that acid hit. So it's not about weight loss. It's about returning the body to a truly alkaline base chemistry, which is where we should be, instead of it being so acidic. So that is, I hope, something that is really helpful for you guys. It's that is the work, you know. That is the work. Good morning, Malvina. How are you doing? How is your face healing up from your dental surgery, babe? I think about you all the time. I hope you're doing well. Drinking my Heal All tea and my body and cells love it. Awesome, babe. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, your spicy juice, the garlic, sorry. Okay, so the garlic in the spicy juice. Let me go back up to your question. Are you throwing in the cloves of garlic? I see, whole or chopped, using the stuff in the pre-jar chopped. Yeah, I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use the pre-chopped garlic, babe. I would go and get a really beautiful organic bulb of garlic, and then I just take out 1 or 2 whole cloves, drop that right in there. Usually garlic in a bottle is usually filled with oil, oftentimes, and it's processed. It's processed. Use fresh garlic in the juice, and you'll be really happy with that. Oh, thank you so much, Matt and Rachel. And I think it's Rachel here, right, Rachel? So thank you for this group and the encouragement. Good to know we are all in this together. We really are. Thank you. And you're welcome. And thank you. Oh my gosh, I am going to be on this healing journey and doing this way of eating and living. I can confidently say for the rest of my life, because now I realize doing the opposite, I know what that got me for the first half of my life. All right. And I know what already in the last 9 going on 10 months, in 10 short months, I know how this has changed my body and my outlook and my health, my mental health, my physical health. I don't want to do it any other way from here on in. I want to live a long, beautiful life in the tropics. And I want to enjoy myself along the way and not have to fear, ooh, but what if I get sick? Ooh, what if I have a diagnosis? Ooh, what about the healthcare in Costa Rica? My healthcare is in my hands. I'm taking care of my healthcare by what I put in my mouth, honestly. And that kind of freedom, I don't want to ever give up that kind of freedom. You know what I mean? It feels too good now. I feel like I'm really solidly in my new identity. I've come from the old Berns. I've gone through a lot of the process that needs so that I can rise up into my new identity. And I feel like I'm really solid over here. You know, I don't fear, oh yeah, but what about, you know, when we move to Costa Rica, what if I want to start eating all that food? Man, I'm going to be eating all that food, all right. I'm going to be eating all those fresh fruits, all those beautiful fresh veggies, all of the beautiful local herbs. Oh my God, I can't wait to learn all about that stuff. And I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. And we are in this for the long haul. For the long haul. We're in this together consistently. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And we're going to help so many other people get on board as well. You know what I mean? That's the best part about this. I was helped by Dr. Morse, and now I'm helping all of you. And then all of you are going to be inspiring and helping other people, family members, your spouses, your children get healthy. Imagine how the world is going to change because we are taking this time to go through this process. It's not just about what juice do I drink, what recipes do I use, all very important. I have lots of plans of what we're going to be doing for the community together to really continue to share that information. But it's a lot more than just that. It's about going from the old you to the new you. How do you do that? How do you transverse that abyss, you know? How do you make it through that so that this is something solidly that you are, you're going to be like me. You're going to be 90 years old and rocking out your healthy, vibrant selves. How cool is that going to be? Not in a nursing home, not in a wheelchair, not compromised, not dependent on your family, not dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia, right? We're going to be cleaning up the body so that we have a vibrant, healthy, long-term life experience. Perfect. And we're doing this together. We truly are. Oops, I meant Costa Rica. Yes. You did say Puerto Rico. That's right. I get the two mixed up. It's two words, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico. I mean, two syllables, right? It would make sense why we would get those confused. I've said it a couple times, I'm sure. Puerto Rico. Wait, no, where are we moving? Not Puerto Rico, right? Costa Rica. Gotcha. Ernie, did you have any chemo or Berns? Are you talking to me, Berns? Did you have any do any chemo or radiation with your cancer? Yes, I was on daily chemotherapy for 5 years. It was in the form of a pill, and then started off on a single dose, and then I had to double my dose. It was absolutely horrific. Sorry, that was supposed to say Berns. Okay, no worries. Ernie and Bert. Remember Ernie and Bert? Oh my God. Ernie and Bert. I was such an Ernie. So this was actually a little apropos. Instead of losing weight, my focus is losing the inflammation. Atta girl. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And we're really gonna work on, Anne-Marie, like we have been doing with our one-on-one coaching and with our group coaching here in the group. We're really gonna work on reminding ourselves this is about a daily process of losing the inflammation, of lining up with our future selves, of traversing that abyss in order to go from the old us to the new us. You know what I mean? And you're doing such a beautiful job. You're just so inspiring to me, Anne-Marie. So inspiring. I love working with you. Carrie says, thank you. You're so welcome, babe. Yes, Sheila, thank you. That is so encouraging. All we need is this little shift in perspective. I actually am also a little bit behind on my walking videos. Sorry about that. But I did one on that I'm almost finished editing on switching your perspective. And I need to hurry up and get those out because I might need to reshoot that in the spring weather because I am completely in, winter weather in that one. But you're so welcome. I want you to start looking at things, start recognizing for everything that happens for you now and forevermore. Every single thing that happens, I want you to ask yourself, what's another way that I could view this? What's another, whoops, what did I do? I think I pressed my power button on my iPad for a minute. Oh, thank you so much, Anne Marie. Thank you. I'm loving you as my coach. I'm so happy to hear that. I really love coaching you. Man, you're really cool. You're dynamic, you're fun, you're doing the work, you're exploring yourself, you're not afraid of letting the emotions come to the surface and let them go. You know, I love it. I love coaching you. Where was I? So anything that comes up in your life, Sheila and everybody, first of all, I want you to recognize that our timeline that we're on right now, where we're experiencing this class right here in this moment, this is just one timeline that we can be on. We could have chosen the timeline today to get up and not come to class live, and then you wouldn't have this sort of shift that you're experiencing right now. That's another timeline, not coming to class. Another timeline may look different. There's countless numbers of timelines that we can decide to jump on. Like we're jumping on a timeline where we're living in the tropics. We're waking up in the jungle with howling monkeys. All right? We are exploring waterfalls and mountains and beaches and tropical jungle paradise. That's a timeline. That's a huge jump to another timeline. Everything that you experience, I want you to ask yourself, what timeline do I want to experience this on? Do I want to experience a thyroid issue on a fear timeline that is going down the timeline of seeing an endocrinologist to tell you what you already know, to tell you that you need to have it cut out and remove your thyroid and get on this? I don't care if it's natural. It's not your body producing your thyroid hormone, right? You give yourself, I don't care if it's synthetic or natural. I was on bioidentical hormone replacement therapy for like a long time, maybe 10 years, right? How is my body supposed to regulate itself? How is my thyroid supposed to adjust and fix itself if I'm on these hormones? How am I supposed to do that? Because if you give yourself something, doesn't matter if it's prescription, doesn't matter if it is synthetic or natural, you give yourself a substance, a hormone that your body is supposed to produce, guaranteed you will not produce that hormone ever again. And you're going to have side effects from taking the artificial or bioidentical version. So I'm glad that you're getting this switch in perspective and seeing it, from a different way to look at it. Because there's more than one ways to, to get to your end result. You get to choose. This is about you. Linda asks, have you ever heard of DNA hair analysis? Just wondering how reliable they are. Yes, I have heard about it. And, you can analyze yourself up the wazoo. At the end of the day, the outcome, the protocol is going to be the same. How do you deal with any diagnosis or analysis that anything gives you? You go after the cause. What's the cause of everything that your hair analysis is going to tell you? Acidosis in the body, toxicity, and structural weakness, either from your raw materials that your parents gave you, or from damage caused by getting a biopsy, or caused by an accident, or caused by damage that the acidosis and the toxicity wreak on your body. The havoc that is executed on your body when you are acidic and when you are toxic can damage your tissues and structures and glands. So I have heard of it. I don't put much stock in stuff like that, because then you can get to, understand what's going wrong in your body. Come to class tomorrow, you guys, because I will be going through the checklist of how to look at the symptoms that you are experiencing in your body and know what tissue, what systems, organs, and glands those symptoms point to as being weak. And then you have the blueprint for what you can do to heal those tissues, organs, and glands. Protocol with the diet. Right now I'm drinking Heal All Tea. Protocol with herbs if you are really systemically damaged and you really need to really support the body in a way that needs to be amplified with herbal, or beautiful, the consciousness and the awareness in the herbs. That's how you go after everything, no matter what shows up on your analysis, whether that is a lymphatic iridology analysis, whether that is a hair analysis, whether that is blood work. It's the same. It's the same. Remove the acidity from the diet, clean out the toxicity. Tomorrow is your 42nd birthday. Okay, I'm coming to you, Jared. Hang on. Gotta get my singing voice ready. But no matter what your analysis is, the protocol is going to be the same. Remove the acidity, clean out the toxicity, repair and regenerate the damaged tissues and glands. Really simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Malvina, we got 6 inches of snow in New Harmony, Utah. I hear Denver is getting a 4 feet of snow this weekend. Crazy. David is here. Good morning, all. I've been here the whole time. Love the classes always. They help me going. Welcome to all the newbies. We're so glad to have you guys here. Yes, I'm in between the old and the new me. Yes, Anne-Marie, absolutely. So just be the elegant observer of that. Elegantly observe where you are starting and the old you, and the further away you get from that old you on your journey, the more you're going to be transforming and getting closer to that new version of yourself. And before you know it, you're just like, wow, you're going to love the old you. You know, you're going to love the old you so much more than you do now. The more you go through the emotional and the spiritual work, right? The more you can embrace that old you, you know, the more that you can forgive yourself, and the more that you can continue being the clean, non-acidic, non-toxic, healed version of yourself. I love that. I love that for you, girl. I love that. Hi, everyone. I love Ho'oponopono. Okay, I'm going to learn how to say this. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. I just need to practice it, you know? You know what I'm saying? Carrie says, before starting your classes, I had so many questions. I have had every single one answered, and I'm so confident now in my journey. I really appreciate you for helping all of us. Aw, thank you so much, Carrie. I'm so happy to hear that. That is my ultimate goal. I want you guys to be, I'm looking at Dot. I want you guys to be healthy, happy, and whole. Like I really, really do. Because I know how much better it feels to be that way, you know? So I'm happy that I'm able to answer your questions and give you, you know, some more confidence in what you're doing. The more confidence that we can have while doing this, while healing our bodies, the easier the road is going to be, right? Oh man, I love it. I love it. And again, I love having you. I love coaching you one-on-one, Anne-Marie. If anybody is interested in hiring me as their one-on-one coach, you can go to therealjuicydetox.com/get-started. Get started. I should change that so that there's no dash in there. But my website is therealjuicydetox.com. So come on over and, you know, check out what the different programs and the different packages that I offer to help get you. So, because sometimes you need a little bit more one-on-one, right? And sometimes I can't, you know, there's things that we can tweak and adjust individually a little bit more, and we drill down a little bit more, you know what I mean, when we do the coaching. So come on over if you're interested and if you're so inclined. Hey, Jared. Hey, Berns. Can you heal from things like Lyme's disease and sickle cell disease on fruit? Absolutely, 100%. And Jared, if you go over to Dr. Morse, to the site called rawfigs.com, and you type in Lyme's and you type in sickle cell, you will see indexed videos from Dr. Morse talking about these conditions and giving his recommendations as well. But it's the same for everybody. You got to change the diet right away. All of these things are chronic, systemic, high acidosis and toxicity in the body. And then the body is just reacting with all of these symptoms that cluster into a diagnosis called Lyme's disease. So it's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. You got to go after the acids in the body. You got to clean out the toxicity. You got to fix your digestion by, number one, fixing elimination. Get those kidneys filtering, get that sediment coming out in your urine, get the bowels opened up and working properly so that you get that mucoid plaque cleaned out of there. Get the absorption back up. When you get the elimination fixed, you get the absorption issues fixed, you get the utilization issues fixed, you get the initial digestive issues fixed. All right, so keep going. Yes, you can heal all of that in the body. Yes, I missed your walking video, but I do understand you have a life. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. The walking videos, I will be coming back with those regularly. I promise. I've got 2 in my iPad in the middle of editing. One is on switching your perspective, and the other one is in response to Jennifer's question from one of the groups about when your family is attacking you and is, freaking out because you're doing this natural approach. How do you deal with that? How do you come to terms with that? How do you understand that they are just afraid, that they are just wrapped with fear, all of that? So I will come with those. There's been so much that is going on in my life right now with the house and all of these different things and these different focuses, but I will put that back into my schedule. So yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying those. I will put those back up. Looking so vibrant this morning, my beautiful friend. Thank you so much, Sahar. How are you doing? I hope that you are doing well and that the kids are well. Hi, kids. I can't wait to come up for a visit. I got to go get my car back from the mechanic. Hey, Deepika. Good morning, Berns, and everyone in class. I'm listening to you today. Very profound. Oh, I'm so glad that you are getting benefits. So glad. And yeah, tomorrow is my 42nd birthday. All right, Jared, come to class. I'll get my singing voice warmed up for you because I'm going to sing you happy birthday. Thank you so much. I'll have to wean off properly somehow because we can't survive on no hormone, and I'm not producing enough. Well, you'll be surprised at how much your body is going to bounce back. The more hormone you take, the less hormone you will produce. You got to wean off on your own. I've had people come off of their thyroid medicine with no problem. You got to do it intelligently, and you have to, be aware of what you're doing for sure. I've had people come off of their thyroid medicine, no problem. You're not producing enough because you're taking it. What can happen in your body when you stop putting in this hormone? You can also look into kelp supplements, and you can again also look on the raw figs and look at some of Dr. Morse's videos on titrating off of your hormone medication, because if you keep taking the hormone, your body will never produce it on its own. So yeah, I was at work in a meeting. I'm 5'6". I'm picking up on now 40 minutes ago. No problem. I really needed today's class. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. So yeah, I can't remember how much you said your weight was. At 5'6", you were thinking 135 pounds was unattainable. No, that's actually quite normal. So make sure to go back and watch the replay. We've gotten to the end of our, Dottie. We've gotten to the end of our class today. Dottie. She's just laying down, clawing at that thing. Hey, Sammy is here too. Hey, hello, Sammy here. I'm listening to you today too. So good. Awesome, Sammy. I'm so glad that you girls are both here watching together and getting some value from this. So yeah, go and watch Finding Joe on YouTube. It is an exceptional movie. It's free. It's on YouTube. Go and watch that. And it's all about finding your new identity and the hero's journey through it. And different tips, different experts. Deepak Chopra is on that. Tons of different people, but it's all based on Joseph Campbell's work, who was a mystic back in the 50s and 60s, I believe. Really incredible visionary. So go and watch that. I'm going to watch that as well for homework. If anybody else wants to watch that, have a little informal, impromptu class homework. For me today, my homework is going to be Finding Joe. I will post the link for it in the description of this video and on our Facebook group. I'll post the link directly to the homework, just to watch it and to reflect on it and to just come after it with more understanding. Thank you. Is your cat coming to live with you? Yes, both of our kitties are. Oh, Dottie. Both of our kittens are coming to live with us, yes. That's Dot. Hey, Dottie, are you going to be a Costa Rican kitty? Are you going to be a Costa Rican kitty? Yeah, they're coming to live with us. I think we need to get them vaccinated, though, so I'm not really happy about that. I think they need a rabies shot and a few other cat-related shots, not the other vaccine. But yeah, the kittens are going to be coming with us. Hey, are you going to be waking up with the monkeys? Are you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, you feel so warm. Hey, are you coming to live in Costa Rica with us? She's going to have fun. She's going to have some adventures. It's going to be fun for sure. Hey? Yes, you are. They're our babies. We can't leave them behind. We can't leave them behind. They want to come on the adventure too. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. All right, guys, that's it for class today. Make sure that you, check out the Finding Joe movie. It's a great way to kind of tie all of these things together. All right, I will see you then. I love you all so much.